So today we traded MicroStrategy, and this one went crazy for 159%. And we're gonna break down all the details that went into this trade, and we're gonna talk a little bit about Tesla, the overall market, Bitcoin, and what we could look forward to tomorrow. So starting out, we got MicroStrategy. MSTR is the ticker, and this is the 15-minute chart that we're looking at. This is Thursday, and you can see how we finally broke out of this crazy range that you can see there. We could draw a zone to show you what that range is looking like. We have all the way up until there. So this whole time we've been consolidating between this range, and Thursday you can see we finally got that breakout. So we actually entered the trade in my Discord. You can see at 9:35, and it was a same week expiration. So this option expires tomorrow. It costs us 44 cents. So one contract will be $44 out of your pocket. And you could see, let's switch time frames so we could get more details. This is the 5-minute candle, first one of the market open, and this is when I entered. Now, how did I know that there was going to be a big move off of just the first candle? And that comes from understanding the bigger picture of what's going on. And that's why I wanted to show you guys this consolidation that's been happening for the last few days. And this has been happening during an overall uptrend. And that overall uptrend has been happening inside of a bigger overall uptrend. So just seeing that we're having a big uptrend, that's enough for me to look at calls. And then when I look deeper and deeper into it, I'm just seeing the price bounce at a lot of support levels as we're going up, which pretty much are opportunities to enter the price. So we could look at this biggest chart. This is the daily, and you can see the price is above the 9 EMA. Every time we get to this line, we're bouncing. Ever since we started running back in September outside of this trend line, you could see every single time, right? This blue line was hit, we bounced and pushed up. We got to this blue line back in October 17th, and we pushed up to the all-time new highs from 192. So that's a lot of points in a short amount of time. And you could see with this increased volume, it doesn't look like it's slowing down. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, if you see me on, if you've seen a couple of my videos before, you know I traded MicroStrategy a lot. I actually posted this pennant, and before this breakout even happened, I'll let you guys know that this was one to keep on watch. Now, one thing that is in front of our face are these moving averages, and you can see it's been crisscrossing back and forth, right? But once we got this crossover and pulled back and held it as support, right, that in itself was a good sign to say, hey, this could potentially continue moving. Why? Because, if you understand moving averages, the shorter term is the pretty much a smaller number. So this is my 9. It's counting 9 candles. So it's giving me a shorter, more fast average, right? While this yellow line is my 50, which gives me the average of the last 50 candles. So it's a little bit slower. So when I see that the faster moving average is picking up above the overall averages, then that tells me the momentum is picking up as well. So when you have more than one way to see where the momentum is, that's going to allow you more edge to having a higher probability on the direction, right? So it's not just me saying, hey, I believe this is going to go up. Now I'm actually taking specific observations on specific indicators. In this case, the moving average. In other cases, the volume. Certain cases, obviously the price action, which are the candles, and then market structure, which is support, resistance, supply and demand zones, trend lines. All right, so there's a lot to play with, and once you go to different time frames, then you pretty much got to do the same thing all over again, right? But I've pretty much shifted the game into my corner because I created my own game, and the way that I see the market is in simple patterns. Is really two simple patterns, which has a variation. You could say 4 patterns, and there's always a scenario where I could pretty much have a trade if I see momentum, right? The only way I won't really have a trade is if the market doesn't move. So in this case, you could see this is a high, and once the price broke that high, we had momentum to the upside. So another way of seeing this is saying, okay, this high is a resistance, it came down, and this is a support, and you could say this is a range, right? Price is in between this range, and we don't know when it's going to break out, but when it does, it's likely to have momentum, especially if you could see that the volume is picking up at that time. So just by me understanding that once a range is broken, I'm able to catch momentum, which is what I'm ultimately looking for. So I'm able to categorize this setup and know ahead of time, hey, this is an opportunity because this range is broken, right? And I want you guys to see the market in ways that you understand that your opportunity is there, right? And the faster you could do it, then the faster you could look and analyze different time frames, and it doesn't really strain you as much. So this, I'm seeing a big cup and a handle. It was a little bit easier to see on this 4-hour time frame. So this cup is right here, and you got the handle, and we're experiencing a breakout. Now we could have a retest back down to 226 before we continue, or we could just continue because we don't really know how Bitcoin or the stock market is looking in terms of how bullish it wants to be. But let's dive into the Discord and the trade itself. Like I said, 9:35 we entered MSTR at 44 cents. We called take profit 1 at 9:44, so that's 9 minutes later. We was up 53%, and at 3:38 called take profit at 3:52, and here you can see we're up 159%. So most likely I got out a little bit less because I called it out here, so you could, for everyone to know, hey, we're up, and testing the highs to see if it wants to go up a little bit higher, and I ended up closing out at about 127%, if I remember. So usually I like to let the candles tell me when it really doesn't want to go higher, and that allows me to be able to catch most of the move. All right, so it's pretty much like you're sacrificing a little bit for more reward, and when you see that it's just not worth it anymore, it's not really showing you wants to push, then that's when you want to go ahead and get out. So we pretty much held this all day. You can see from this 5-minute time frame, we entered on this first candle, exited 352 right at this candle here, right? So from market open to pretty much market close, pretty good move. So you gotta understand there's multiple opportunities in this. You could have took it from here to there, another opportunity from here to there. 2 trades make double the money, and this is a beautiful setup. You know, we could talk about all the different patterns, right? The reversals, off of certain levels, the breakouts from certain levels, right? And that's just what MicroStrategy is showing us, that it has some momentum, and we got to keep this on watch. That's it. All right. So we know Michael Slayer. He's laughing right now because he's the CEO and he has a lot of money, right? And he got 12 billion in Bitcoin by itself. So it must feel good. That's all I'm gonna say. It must feel good knowing your stock is up. All right. So Tesla is crazy. I don't even know where this line came from, but it just touched it crazy. All right. Wow, I do this pretty good. So this is the 4-hour time frame. You can see some support, and yeah, my friend hit me up. He was like, "Man, what happened? What's going on with Tesla?" And yeah, I was like, "Yeah, we had earnings yesterday, and they did good, and they ended up going up." So it's crazy. I did not realize how close we were to all-time highs. Very interesting. All right. So this was a pretty straightforward move, literally straight up. But if you look at the trend lines, you can see the resistance is there and the supports are there, right? Easy peasy. If you're looking at the range, we should go from the top of the line to the bottom, from the bottom to the top, from the top to the bottom, from the bottom to the top. And that could be how easy trading is, but sometimes you got to deal with this long period of time, months before it gets to the next level. In this case, it happened overnight. So could we reject and potentially go down? I could see that. I could see a little push down, maybe something like this, but then potentially a pull back to the upside and a breakout. Just because I feel like there's so much momentum behind this. Look at the volume. It's very, very, very high. And you can see last time the volume was that high was back here in July when we had this crazy move up. Now, it's interesting because we really could have used this technical analysis to know that Tesla was going to make a reversal today, which pretty much could have made you a lot of money if you played it before earnings. But you could see that there is a gap here on this 4-hour, and if we just simply draw a line with that gap there, you could see, it's not perfect, but you could see that's where Tesla came down right before the earnings and pushed straight up. And that's pretty much a gap fill reversal. That's the strategy. And it went crazy today after market open. So let's take a look. It went crazy for the earnings, but the day after it went almost just as crazy, right? So there's a lot going on with Tesla. You got the humanoids, you got the new taxis, and it's funny because when they released the products, the stock took a dive, but now you can see, now that the numbers are here, then the stock wants to go up to almost new all-time highs. So it's very interesting, right? And this event was literally just 2 weeks ago, right? And so things was so bad that we had to drop the price, gap it down, insane move, consolidate for so long, and then push all the way up to all-time highs literally within a day. So this is the stock market for you, right? And I stayed away from Tesla because I knew that this was pretty much iffy to me. There was a lot of downside that it had to go, and it also had reasons to push up. So I was like, yeah, let me not touch it. So it's interesting. We got some people in the chat today who caught Tesla. Let's see, member profits. We got My brother Brian, he caught Tesla for 146%, right? Also caught Coin for 114%. So he's been doing good. We did one-on-ones a couple months ago, and ever since it just took him to another level, and he's in the Discord every day, posting his plays. All right, brother, shout out Tay Money, right? He locked in some profit on Monster, 166%. Crazy, right? There you go, Brian as well. Monster 83% today. And he caught another one, right? He actually took advantage of two trades on, I said Monster, MicroStrategy, right? MicroStrategy, 83% and 31%. So yeah, everyone is pretty much catching the waves and understanding what's going on. In terms of the SPY's been pretty choppy, pretty much just as the last week has been. Seeing some down moves during the day. I'm not too sure if we're going to see a down move tomorrow, but we'll keep our eyes on this range that we have here at 581.27 down to 576.50 ish, right? That's the range. So keep your eyes on this. If we break out to the downside, there is room towards 574.50, right? But you got to be careful playing puts, because we do have bullish pressure, right? You can see this hammer candle on the 4 hour, large wick right there. And I believe if we was to have some bearish pressure, I feel like we should have seen it today, a lot more of it. But instead we created a higher low than yesterday. And I feel like we still have room to move up and test this trend line. It's not perfectly drawn, honestly, but I do believe we have room to move up and maybe double top the trend line before we move down. But yeah, we could take a look and see PLTR. It's pretty much been consolidating, but still has opportunity during the day. Let's see, Carvana pretty much pushed up this morning. All right, holding some calls overnight. Let's see what else. Coinbase has been looking good. And yeah, honestly, not too much has been hot on my watch list besides MicroStrategy, Tesla, and yeah, I guess those are the main two. But yeah, we're gonna see you guys in the Discord if you want to sign up. The link is in the bio, and if you guys wanna go ahead and hit that like button, please do support the channel. And I'm gonna keep posting these videos and make sure we are staying in tune with the stock market and all the good stuff that is cooking up. All right, so I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.